Hey there guys, welcome to my ultra-wide review of Civilization 6, where we're going to take a look at how well the game functions at this aspect ratio. The game works very well in general gameplay, giving you a wider view of the map as it extends the image at the sides without zooming the game at all to fit the screen. The game's HUD extends to the edge of the screen as well, without any glitches at all, although it would have been nice to have the option to push the HUD back into the centre a little bit, especially since most of the game is controlled with the menus that are at the edge of the screen. In fact, there are times such as the city planning button, where you click in the bottom right hand side of the screen and it actually opens a menu on the left hand side of the screen, which is frustrating because you're having to move your mouse back and forward between the two sides. But in truth, it is just a minor inconvenience and it doesn't personally affect my gameplay. The game itself is absolutely amazing with the extra width that an ultrawide provides. I mean, the graphics are fantastic anyway, but seeing much more of the map gives you more immersion and you can see more of the world at a time. It just looks so much better as a result. You can see multiple continents on the screen, which will especially help when playing on a larger map. All of the cutscenes and interactions with the other world leaders display natively, you just have less black bars on the top and the bottom, and the diplomacy menus also work perfectly. It's much better than simply having it display at 16:9, which is exactly how Civilization 5 did it, which is showing that Firaxis are actually making an effort with the ultra-wide displays, and it is improving their support as they go along. The main menu of the game is also a step up from Civilization 5, as it displays natively in 21:9. It would have been nice to have seen the scaling option as they implemented one for 4K and 1440p at 16:9, but for some reason you can't enable it whatsoever at 21:9. However, I personally didn't have any issues reading the text or any of the menus in 1440p, and there won't of course be an issue at 1080p at 21:9. The main issues, as with most games at the moment, come with the cutscenes. The introduction cutscene is in 16:9, but that's expected since it is all pre-rendered and it is standard for most games on the market at the moment to display the intro cutscene at 16:9. There is also a similar issue with the cutscene that you see when you win the game and also when you start the tutorial, which is rendered at 16:9, but it doesn't display at this aspect ratio. Instead, they actually zoom the image to fit a 21:9 display, meaning that it crops off part of the cutscenes. In fact, it doesn't just crop the top and the bottom parts equally, it cuts off the bottom part only, meaning that you lose a large chunk of this part of the cutscene as you can see on screen at the moment. Luckily, you don't lose any important information, and the cutscenes are rarely seen. Of course, they're seen at the start of the tutorial if you choose to do that, and of course if you win the game you will also see the cutscene. But it is annoying just to see such a modern game zoom an image like this. Overall, I'll give the game a 4 out of 5 for its ultra-wide support, with only the cutscenes letting it down. It would have been nice to have had an option to move the HUD into the centre and of course to scale the menu in such a text-based game, but it didn't affect my gameplay majorly. It's an example of a game that looks and plays so much nicer at this resolution, with more immersion and a sense of control, and I thoroughly recommend it to someone who is gaming on an ultrawide. As for my view on the game itself, I feel like it's a worthy successor for Civilization 5. I wasn't fond of the design change at first, but I've grown to love it, especially with the new day and night cycle and the beautiful animations from building the world wonders. The game itself looks fantastic and is really well optimised. The culture tree is a huge improvement and the policy card system allows you to customise your civilization much more than before, and you really do have to think about how the other civilizations will view your policies even early on, similar to how the ideologies worked late game in Civilization 5. However, it can lead to you being denounced too easily, and this adds to a frustrating AI overall, who will often just pop up just to criticise you because you have a different government system to them. There's also a lack of mod support at the moment, although it has been promised, although the date is unknown, and there's no United Nations for discussing global politics as there was with the World Congress in Brave New World on Civ 5. Even though it lacks features, it's the most complete civilization at launch so far, and expansions should make it into one of the best in the series. So as for my score on the game itself, I'm feeling a light 8 out of 10 on this one. For more Ultrawide reviews, head over to my channel. If you would like a specific game reviewed, just leave a comment in the section below. Subscribe to the channel if you want to, and thank you very much for watching.